What's up, guys? It's Ron here, and this is your third stimulus check update, your third stimulus package update, fourth stimulus package update, and related stimulus news update. Hope you guys are doing very well today. And while the third stimulus checks are continuously being sent out to Americans, some of us may actually have to wait a little bit longer than others. And in this video, I'm going to talk about why that's the case for some. And could the bank that you have affect the timing that you receive your stimulus checks? Or is the IRS to blame for the stimulus delays? Because right now, it seems like banks are pretty much pointing the finger at the IRS for delays that some of us are getting. And now, aside from that, we're also going to talk about President Biden's plan for the next 10 days. And this is huge, guys. We're hearing over 100 million checks and 100 million vaccination shots. I'm going to spill all the news on all of that for you guys. And do you guys remember the $200 Social Security raise that President Biden promised the American people? Now, as promised, I told you guys that I would keep an eye out for any updates on the $200 per month Social Security increase, that many recipients of SSI, SSDI, retirement railroad benefits recipients are waiting on. Well, guess what? It looks like things may be on the up and up on that one, and things might actually be moving forward on this one. So I'm definitely going to give you guys the updates on the $200 per month Social Security boost later in this video. And finally, we have recent updates about how the COVID tax break could open the door for student loan forgiveness. Remember, this is exactly what President Biden wants. He said at least $10,000 in student loan forgiveness. And we already heard from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who is urging President Biden to go for the full $50,000 in student loan forgiveness. Of course, I'm going to give you guys all the updates on this one. So we got a lot to cover in this video. Definitely stick around. But first, I just want to say welcome back to all my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. And for those who are brand new to the channel, my name is Ron. We cover all things personal finance, investing, how to generate multiple streams of income. We cover stocks, real estate investing. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and tap the notification bell. That way you know as soon as I release new videos and content. But for now, let's go ahead and jump right into it, right? So, we all know that President Biden has signed the American Rescue Plan into law. I mean, we've already received multiple comments from people just like you guys in the comments saying that you've received anywhere between, $1,400 and $9,000 in stimulus checks. So the checks are definitely going out. I mean, in fact, some reports even said as early as last Friday, some people were receiving their stimulus check payments. And that's great for them, but for others, some people are still waiting for their $1,400 stimulus checks. Now, in a previous video, I discussed with you guys why some of us have to wait just a little bit longer than others. But now, if you still haven't received your stimulus check, then you definitely want to listen to this. There are actually a bunch of reasons for potential delays, but new reports are coming in right now pretty much saying that the timing of, getting your stimulus check may actually depend on your bank's policies. I know, right? Bank policies getting in the way of your money, right? So basically, the timing of your stimulus check deposit might depend on what bank that you have. So for example, let's just say you have JP Morgan Chase, maybe Wells Fargo, because right now some customers of JP Morgan Chase and Wells Fargo are seriously expressing their frustration after banks said that their stimulus check payments won't be available until today, March 17th. In fact, the first batch of stimulus payments went out immediately after the signing of the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. I mean, it was signed on a Thursday, and literally people were commenting on my video on Friday saying that they received it. So literally within 24 hours of the stimulus package being signed off on by President Biden, checks were going out. So great job, banks. So basically, if your stimulus check money is only going to hit your bank account today, then a lot of people have literally been pissed off for having to wait around an extra 5 days to be able to get their money. And that's exactly where the frustration is coming from. However, these banks are now saying that the delay was actually due to an issue that was outside of their control. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate here, but basically what they're saying is that the payments were still with the government and will be until today according to its rules. And according to them, this would explain why some customers are yet to see their deposits. And anyway, NACA, or I don't even know how you pronounce this organization, but that's the organization that manages the electronic transfers. And that's exactly what they told CBS Market Watch. This is the date on which the IRS will provide the funds to the banks and credit unions to further make available to recipients. The NACA rules require the banks and credit unions to make the funds available to the account holders by 9 a.m. local time on the settlement date. Again, in this case, the settlement date is March 17th. Now, in addition to this, yesterday, a group of banking and credit union industry groups have also defended banks with criticism from customers, saying that funds are not being sent to financial institutions by the Biden administration until March 17th. And they said, and I quote, "The IRS recently sent an initial wave of tens of millions of economic impact payments via the automated clearinghouse ACH system. The actual funds will be sent to the banks and credit unions on March 17th, at which time funds would be made available to customers. Until that time, funds remain with the government. So basically, it seems to be the case right now. But guys, stay tuned as we still have so much more to cover in this video, including the $200 per month Social Security raise, the $200 per month Social Security boost, as well as the Biden tax increases. But anyway, guys, based on my research, the IRS did mention at least last Friday that the official payment date is Wednesday, and that some Americans may see pending or provisional payments on their bank accounts before then. So clearly, it kind of adds up to the statement, being issued by the 9 different banking groups, including the American Bankers Association and the Credit Union National Association, as well as the Independent Community Bankers of America. However, I would love to know how pissed off you guys were having to wait an extra 5 days because of all this stuff going on the back end that has literally nothing to do with you guys. But it really just makes you wonder, I just don't know what's stopping these large banks like JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo from doing what other banks have done, advancing payments to the clients on Friday. Because think about it, some banks allow the money to be available on Friday. So all that means is that some banks were willing to provide in advance, knowing that they're going to get their money on the back end from the IRS. So it kind of makes you wonder, what's up with the big banks? Why didn't they look out for their customers? All right, guys, so moving on, as the talks on the arrival of the $1,400 third stimulus checks continue to heat up, President Biden actually gave a glimpse of what could be expected regarding his plans, regarding the relief disbursement, as well as a vaccination in the next 10 days. So last Monday, during a speech at the White House, he confirmed that the administration is currently on track to meet 2 big goals in the coming 10 days. And these are administering over 100 million COVID-19 vaccine doses, as well as sending 100 million stimulus checks to the American people. And he said that the American Rescue Plan is already doing what it was designed to do: make a difference in people's everyday lives. Now, if his goal prospers by March 25th, which is 10 days after his brief address at the White House, I think by then we can say that America is officially on the road to recovery. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that things are just gonna start getting better, but at least we're starting to get somewhere. But guys, stay tuned as we still have so much more to cover in this video, including the $200 per month Social Security raise, the $200 per month Social Security boost, as well as the Biden tax increases. So definitely stick around as you don't want to miss out on any of that. But anyway, as of Monday, we have already seen over 71 million Americans receive at least 1 dose of the virus vaccine. Now, 38 million people, on the other hand, have been fully vaccinated at this point, according to the CDC. And now the Biden administration is pushing through with their plans of procuring enough vaccinations for all American adults by the end of May. Anyway, President Biden concluded this by saying, "We're just getting started. By the time all the money is distributed, 85% of American households will have gotten their $1,400 stimulus checks." Now, that's definitely something to look forward to. And I'm really hoping that we're going to reach those goals by March 25th. This should definitely let us feel, some significant changes in how we deal with the effects of the pandemic. And I'm really excited to keep you guys updated on that. So I'll definitely provide additional updates on that as soon as they come up. Now, as promised, I told you guys I would keep an eye out for any updates on the $200 per month Social Security increases that many recipients of SSI, SSDI, Railroad Retirement Benefits recipients are waiting on. And it looks like we may actually be moving forward on this one. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, as well as Senator Elizabeth Warren and Senator Ron Wyden, unveiled plans to increase benefits of $200 per month for all Social Security benefits recipients. Now, the plan to provide over 60 million Americans with an additional $4,000 over the course of 2 years is part of the Democrats' bold Phase 3 stimulus package proposal. Now, it says here that Senate Democratic Leader Chuck Schumer, as well as Senator Elizabeth Warren and Senate Finance Ranking Member Ron Wyden today unveiled a plan to increase by $200 the monthly benefit for all Social Security veterans, as well as supplemental Social Security income, aka SSI, beneficiaries through the end of 2021. And it said that this would improve the lives of Americans and help our economy stabilize and recover from the national emergency caused by the spread of the virus. Now, this plan would give seniors, veterans, and people with disabilities who have earned this benefit by contributing to the Social Security system with every paycheck an additional $4,000 over the next 2 years. It says here, and I quote, "Immediately increasing Social Security benefits would put money into the pockets of seniors, veterans, and people with disabilities during these uncertain times." Senate Democrats are committed to quickly delivering relief to millions of Americans bearing the weight of the public health crisis. Now, he said that they're quickly looking to deliver relief. This is coming directly from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. I'm really hoping, we're talking about, in the next couple of weeks, can we get this in a standalone bill, or are we actually going to have to wait for this in the fourth stimulus package? As we discussed previously, we are expecting multiple additional provisions outside of just infrastructure line items. I'm really expecting to see more than likely these recurring stimulus checks, maybe not $2,000 in stimulus checks being recurring, but I'm thinking at least at a minimum, they're going to negotiate back and forth and they're going to end up passing at least one more stimulus check in the Build Back Better plan from President Biden's infrastructure package. Now, an additional quote here says, increasing Social Security benefits will get money directly to millions of people quickly, delivering immediate relief to Americans at heightened risk during this pandemic and boosting our economy. Now, this is coming from Senator Elizabeth Warren. She also says that Social Security was created to respond to the Great Depression, and expanding it now will ensure its critical program helps us meet the challenge of the current crisis. And of course, Senator Ron Wyden is a part of this as well, and he had some comments to leave as well. He says that Social Security is a lifeline that gives Americans financial security when they need it most. Now is the time to bolster Social Security's time-tested earned benefits so millions of people can afford the essentials. And it only makes sense. And on top of this, this particular pandemic has disproportionately been affecting seniors from a health standpoint, right? All research from the CDC, the World Health Organization, Dr. Fauci, it all has indicated that older Americans, seniors, or older people, I should say, not just Americans, were at greatest risk of this pandemic. And according to this article here, it says that in 2019, 64 million Americans received Social Security checks, the majority of whom were retired and are now at increased risk of contracting COVID-19 due to their age. And it says that Social Security makes up a majority of income for most seniors and older individuals with severe disabilities, which is why many people on SSI and SSDI for disabled Americans are strongly depending on Social Security benefits. And this $200 monthly boost would be a huge benefit to these individuals and families. So I just wanted to make sure that I held true to my promise of providing any additional updates on the moving forward of the $200 increase, the $200 monthly boost or raise for Social Security, SSI, SSDI recipients. And I'm of course going to stay on top of this and provide additional updates as they come in. But at least we know that President Biden has not forgotten the promise that he made to the American people. And you've got senators like Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Elizabeth Warren, and Ron Wyden who are not going to allow this to, just kind of fall by the wayside. It looks like they're pushing forward with this. And again, we do have the Build Back Better package that is coming up. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is currently working on the framework on that. In fact, we're actually expecting to see some concrete details on that Build Back Better package as of next week. So of course, I will be keeping you guys up to date on that one. And finally, regarding the tax break on college debt cancellations, including the COVID-19 relief package signed last week by President Biden, Senate Democrats are now saying that the provision on tax relief would actually pave the way to cancel, get this, $50,000 of student loan debt. Now, basically, they're essentially citing, how the provision would remove a potential roadblock for forgiving student loan debt, and that roadblock would be taxes. Now, Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, she went ahead and told reporters recently that, and I quote, "Student loan debt is crushing millions of Americans. President Biden has an opportunity to fix that with a stroke of a pen. The bill paves the way to cancel $50,000 in student loan debt." Now, if you don't know, Warren, along with Senator Bob Mendez of New Jersey, and of course, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, were the provision's authors in the Senate. And honestly, they seem to be unbothered with this likely lack of enough support to erase the $50,000 in student loan debt, because right now, they're still pushing to make this happen. So I would love to hear from you guys. Comment down below if you guys would love to get the confirmation that, $50,000 in student loan debt has been forgiven. Last I checked, it's coming up near, 6 figures in order to get a decent 4-year, maybe 5-year education. They're even contending that the tax relief provision in the recently passed American Rescue Plan, it clears the way for the Biden administration to be able to use existing executive powers in order to cancel student debt for millions of borrowers. Now, in relation to that, in a recent press call, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said, without this amendment, if someone were to have some or all of their student loan debt forgiven, they'd get stuck with a tax bill. Now, the provision would allow nearly 100,000 students who are already in repayment programs that offer some student loan forgiveness, but even more importantly and more crucially, it would apply to future efforts to forgive student loans. So anyway, we're still waiting to hear back from President Biden himself regarding this reaction to these Democrats' collective pleas and arguments. So as of right now, this is pretty much everything that we know. But of course, if you guys want to see more updates like this in the future, be sure to subscribe to the channel and tap the notification bell so that you know as soon as I release new videos and content. I would love to keep you guys in the loop, informed with all of the latest developments with regard to our third and fourth stimulus packages, $200 per month Social Security boost or $200 per month Social Security raise, as well as stock market updates and investments. So if you made it this far in the video, I would totally appreciate a like, and also happy St. Patty's Day to everyone. I really appreciate you guys for sticking around, and I'll see you guys on the next one.